Nice. Now you can fuck. Oh, that's super loud. I bet. Now you can probably hear me. Oh lord. Oh lord. All of that. All that. Hey, at least they got your side of the conversation while I'm just sitting here flailing.
Stop. Stop. Calm down.
Oh, beautiful.
Calm down. Let's get back
Beautiful.
on topic. We can
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
start over again,
Uh,
somewhat. We can
uh,
get back. We can get back on track, and people can understand what you're talking about. No problem. It's not
just
that big
go.
of a deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all
No,
good.
but for real though.
Um,
So, but like the the level, like what, and I get what you're talking about because that level of um inaction, that level of
let
like
let me pause
just
real quick. Let me pause real quick. I just want to show appreciation and thanks to our good friend Toby. I'm not going to use names, but you're the OG because he's the one who notified us that audio problems.
I
Yeah.
knew because the last couple times the audio was a little bit low on your end, and I sound like I'm yelling. So I'm glad. Thank you, Toby. You the man, dog.
Ah,
All
man.
right,
All right.
we're still live, so
Yeah,
come
we
on.
are still live. We are still live. Come on.
Let's
Back to
let's
the
get let's
dollar.
get back on track. Let's get back on track. Yep, yep.
We are live. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Much
right. Go
love.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So, anyways, what I was saying was, I'm totally on your level with like the inaction from people, and again, I try to put myself in the situation. And when I do, obviously, I've got all these different questions like, who was this person? What had they dealt with in their life? There's all these different questions that some people, who knows what was going on in their minds? But at the end of the day, some of these people might be feeling terrible about themselves also because they didn't act. And,
They should.
but, huh? Well,
I,
and
I,
okay.
I just
And
gotta straight up
I
come
don't
out with it. Like,
disagree with that because I would. I don't disagree with what you're saying, and because I would too. But also, does there need to be some understanding from people like us on some level to say, you know what? If I would have been in that situation, there's a possibility that there could have been something in my head that caused me to be doubtful whether I should do something. Like, oh, remember that what was that guy's name that, you know, got arrested for choking that guy out and he killed him. He was choking him out on the subway. Anyways,
out of self defense, right?
he was threatening other people on the subway and he was going crazy and he was like getting close to people and like about to start like physically assaulting people, and well, at least to his, and he acted, but everybody says now he acted too soon, he did too much. And it's like, well, some people might be afraid because of that. Everything's on the internet nowadays. I think there's some level of, we need to freaking get back to a place where we as a people need to act when we see a situation that's, again, distressful, but also we need to make sure. So it's like pulling a gun, right? You hear a sound in your house. So this just comes up because this just happened the other day. My wife texted me. I'm at work, right? She's like, "Are you home? I just heard the garage door close." And I'm at work and I'm like, "What?" Right? I'm thinking the main garage door and I'm like, "No, I'm not home." And she's like, "I'm scared." I was like, "Wait, the garage door?" And she's like, "The one that you, when you're mowing the lawn and you let it slam. It sounded just like that." And I'm like, "Holy crap, did I leave the garage door unlocked?" Like, no, I didn't. I didn't leave the garage door unlocked. And I'm like, "I know I didn't because I checked it when I was walking in from the garage last night." And so it's not the garage door, the shutdown, it's the one from outside to inside the garage. Just a regular freaking entry door with a deadbolt and a handle lock. And I know what she's talking about when I shut it, I let it slam, and it kind of shakes the house a little bit. You can feel it. And I'm like, holy crap. Do I need to come home? And she's like, well, I got up and I went and I'm scared and I locked the garage door, so, but I can't go out there. I'm scared. I don't want to go check it. She's like, I grabbed the gun. I grabbed the gun and I was like, okay, hold on. First of all, I'm thinking, like, she hasn't practiced with this thing. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And I'm like, okay, first things first. You're going to be holding this thing. And as the one thing that was the most important thing that I told her was, you make sure that if you're going to pull that trigger, you know exactly what and who that you're firing at. Like, you cannot have any doubt. It's like, and that's a responsible gun owner, somebody who's a responsible gun wielder, somebody who's wielding a gun. Like, I'm not just going to boom and fire. It's like, what if it was your dad? What if your dad came over and all of a sudden you fired the gun at your dad? And we were talking about that, and it's like, wow. And so I try to equate that type of a feeling to it. Like, like Daniel Penny, that was his name, the guy who choked the guy out on the subway and the guy ended up dying. And he hadn't actually assaulted anybody yet, but he was definitely like about to, like, I mean, you see the videos. He was definitely threatening people. People were scared, fearing for their life. This guy took action. It's like, wow, you mess around and take action, and you might be in a situation where you might go to jail for the rest of your life. And so people have to think about these things. Anyway, that's why I brought up the whole story. By the way, guess what it was that she heard?
What's that?
So I came home, and I'm watching TV. She's still working. And all of a sudden, I feel this big old thud. And I'm like, oh, they're chopping down trees next door. And then all of a sudden it clicked. Like, I opened the door and I was like, baby, did you feel that? She's like, yeah. I was like, is that what you heard? She was like, yeah. I was like, they're chopping down trees next door. And she looked at me like, God, I'm glad you didn't take off of work.
Oh, I'm glad she didn't shoot one of the tree cutting people.
Well, they would have had to be breaking into our house.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, true.
But you get you see my equating the two things.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, boom. It's like I understand what you're saying, and I feel the same way. But I try not to attribute it to them. I try to attribute it to me as if I was the one who didn't act. And how do I make sure that I'm gonna react? And how do I make sure that I'm gonna react appropriately to the situation? Like, these are the questions that go through my head when I'm thinking about those things. And
I'm usually a first responder whenever something, any kind of event like that happens. I'm quick on my feet. I'm really fast about it. And if it comes to the safety of others, I'm right on top of it. It doesn't matter what it is. I will protect anybody who is defenseless, I guess is the word.
right.
So, like, and I don't have a second thought about it. I'll do what I can to save someone if I have to. That's why when I see that video, when I seen that video, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
Okay, but to my point, what would have happened if it was a fucking prank video? And you would have choked that guy out and killed him?
I wouldn't have choked him out. Like, I would have subdued the criminal, that's for sure. But, I already, because of the way our system works and how the world works.
What if you got arrested for assault? Let's say you didn't kill him, but you assaulted him.
I didn't kill somebody. I'm okay with that. Like,
but would you reflect upon that and feel like, damn,
no,
I need to be more careful?
Fuck no, because why were they fucking doing that in the first place? That goes to show, like, that goes back to our other video. Like, why do people mess
Yeah,
with people? Like, you're personally
right,
antagonizing
right.
somebody to get either a rise or some kind of scene
Yeah.
to show up. Like, going to people's jobs and fucking torturing people is terrible. Like, come on, man.
Well,
Like,
torturing is a bit
I
much,
use
but
the word
messing
torture
around with
because
people, it's
I
wrong to
mean,
do.
think of all these workers out there that just like, I mean, come on, they're fucking miserable. Like, they don't want to be there in the first place. Majority of them don't. And then they have somebody come in and literally antagonize them. Like,
It is. It's crazy.
it's fucking crazy. And it's
I
not
agree.
and it's for fucking fame and attention, and it's for all the wrong reasons. So when I see
Agreed.
somebody fake stab somebody on a train, I am going to apprehend said individual 100%. And if I get an assault charge for it, that's my case in court too. I'll be like, who plays jokes like that? Who pretends to hurt somebody? Like, I think what I did was absolutely justified. If I subdued somebody without hurting them, I mean, it's going to qualify it as
So,
assault, you know, because I touched them. But to me, I am more than likely going to save somebody's life, and I would rather have acted than not acted at all.
so let me put another hypothetical out there, just because it goes into the same thing. So when I got my concealed carry license, one of the things that they pushed more than anything was, again, you need to be sure of what you're doing. If you're going to freaking use this tool that you are carrying to wield it. So, and what they brought up was like, you're in a parking lot of Walmart, let's say, and you see a guy and a girl having an argument, and it's heated and it looks like it's about to get physical. Maybe even it does get a little bit physical. And you you think you're being the hero and you pull out and shoot the guy only to find out that she was the aggressor because you
I,
were trying to protect a woman, the smaller woman. Come to find out that she was the aggressor and she was the one who did wrong. And so you didn't kill him, let's say. You shot him in the leg, and now you're going to lose your ability to carry a firearm, right? Yeah, as you should, because you didn't wield it correctly. You didn't do properly what you should have done, but because you had it, you felt like, hey, and then maybe it's a big guy and it was like boom, oh, this was the right situation. But again, this is a hypothetical, but it's like, who's in the wrong? Are you? I think you are. Not you, but
well,
me.
yeah,
Let's say me instead of you, because then I don't want it to sound like you did something wrong. And
it's situational, for one, and for that kind of example to me, I would have never brandished a firearm in the first place if I just saw
well,
somebody
maybe not, but
arguing and
let's say you didn't. Let's say instead you used your physical attributes to subdue the guy. Again, only to find out that she was the aggressor.
so
And
it would take physical
let's say he had a
contact.
condition. Let's say he had a condition, and you thought you knew the appropriate amount of pressure to apply, but he lost his life because of what you did. Like,
So there's ways to
at
subdue
what level
people
are you
without.
responsible for your own actions? You know what I mean?
So in my situation, if it was me personally, there are ways to subdue people without inflicting major damage. I mean, a chokehold is obviously gonna do any kind of damage or choking. But that would never be my first resort. I would use anything else but that. Um, Arm bars, legs, triangles, like all that stuff. Uh,
Okay, but
but
you're
as for
again,
me acting out, there would have to be physical contact.
but you're denying my hypothetical premise. My hypothetical premise is whatever happened to where you acted and he lost his life, right? You can't deny my hypothetical. This is my question, right?
Okay, okay.
My hypothetical is you acted, you aggressed because you saw what you thought was a damsel in distress and you were acting on that. And so you attacked him. Let's say he was physically able, and he had a fair bit amount of, uh, let's say, training to be able to come back at you to where you had to hype yours up. And anyways, in the situation, he lost his life. So don't deny the premise, is my
Okay,
point.
okay.
You acted, and because of that, because you aggressed him, he lost his life, only to find out. Let's say they took the video and found out, oh, geez, she's the one who approached him. She's the one who made first contact, who made first physical contact, whatever that may be. And all he did was push her away, but it was so heated, and you acted because you thought you were being, the hero in the story, but he ended up losing his life because of it. This is my point. It's like what you're saying though is exactly the answer. We need to have more restraint. We need to make sure that we're more aware of the situation. And so this goes back to the train situation, because people are scared in the atmosphere of what we have today because of the hyper level of everybody being on video camera. And it's like, is there some um grace that you can give these people for not acting, or is it completely inexcusable? And if it is completely inexcusable, at what point was it inexcusable in the situation that happened? Like, is there a point where it was like, okay, up until now I can give you some grace, but at this point, absolutely fucking not? You know what I mean? Is there?
So, if I hypothetically killed somebody and I was in the wrong, and uh, and it wasn't even the appropriate person to actually, take out, and I killed the wrong person by accident. Well, not by accident. It would be on purpose because obviously I'm defending something. Then yeah, of course I would feel remorse and feel bad, and and I would deserve every little bit of thing that comes to me.
Right.
But
So then,
that's entirely situational as well, and we're talking about
exactly.
if it was me, I would handle things differently than probably the average person out there. Just like in that video,
Well, but
all
that's
those
not the point of the
people.
question.
I know it's not the point, but I'm just saying for my
The point of
case.
the question is, do they deserve some grace? Do the
uh,
people who didn't act deserve some grace?
yes, I can. Yes. I
That
mean,
was the point of the setup.
yeah.
And I,
But I still believe wholeheartedly that out of
I agree.
all the people in that train, in that situation, someone could have done something.
Of course. Of
Someone.
course.
I mean, even if it wasn't,
But
even if it
are
wasn't
you
like
the
getting
judge,
up and
jury,
saying,
and
"Hey,
executioner?
dude, stop what you're doing," if somebody could have like picked up the phone and called 911. Instead, you see another lady stand up, literally stand up, and mosey on away. And then the others that were in the back were just kind of sitting there chilling. But I keep referencing the one video, but it's just because I watched
No,
it
no,
so many
no, that's
times. So
fine. But hey, these conversations are meant to go in this direction, right?
yeah.
That's why we have these conversations, isn't it?
So
Because it's good for people to think about, good for people to freaking question. What's right, what's wrong, what should we condemn people for, what should we give grace to people for? Like, who's like the one person who we have no doubt about whatsoever is the guy who freaking did the deed,
right.
right? Right. But also, we should learn from what those people's inaction is, how we should, you know, how we should strive to be people who act.
All right. So we're roughly on about 28 minutes here. So let's
So
let's switch to the other one here.
yeah, well, I was gonna segue into it because I brought up, being a concealed carry, right?
Yes.
In my concealed carry class when I got my license to conceal carry. And Florida just enacted open carry on the 25th of September, which was
Because it
last
was seen
Thursday.
as unconstitutional
What was seen as unconstitutional?
to ban the right to carry firearms.
I mean, it is.
It's literally in our Constitution. Like,
It is unconstitutional.
the founding
I don't.
fathers, you know,
We
like
don't have to
so.
go much more into that one because
uh,
it,
well, you can
like,
play the devil's advocate, or I can.
well, I guess maybe you should because I don't see it but I see people's want to do it, but it doesn't mean it's not unconstitutional.
Let's see. Hold on, let me get my mindset in there. I can't actually. I'm such a supporter of it.
All right, let me try because I can because I've had many conversations with people on this topic, and I would say that the the argument for restricting gun all right, I'm going to try to go as crazy as I can. The argument for restricting gun ownership is that the more we allow people to own firearms, potentially the more that we will see gun violence happen. And all you need to look to is look at all the recent shootings that are going on. I mean, you got the thing in North Carolina, you got the freaking church thing in Michigan, you got the Charlie Kirk shooting. I mean, Trump got shot, attempted twice. So, like, why why not look at something like Japan, who restricts firearms completely for and I might be wrong about that, so let me not say that with so much confidence. I could be wrong about that, but let's say a country who restricts uh, firearms completely for their citizens unless they're in the military or part of the government. Like, well, it seems to work for them. Like, why not think of something like that? I mean, why couldn't we be better off with more gun laws against citizen ownership, or at least to the point where we could make sure that they were all in a database and that I don't know. Now I'm getting too far above my shoes. I can't play devil's advocate that well.
It's
I'm
all
just
right. So what I did is I went ahead and had the had Google Gemini play devil's advocate for us.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, there we go.
yeah. So that worked out a lot better. Um, so
Should have told me to
here's a
shut up a long time ago, fucker.
hey, I just wanted to hear what you had going. So there's actually a lot. All right. So let's see where to start here. Where to start? Shit, there is a lot. So here it's saying that's a multifaceted and deeply felt conviction that such actions will save lives and enhance public safety. Proponents of gun control, a diverse coalition of citizens, advocacy groups, and policymakers point to the high rates of gun violence in the United States compared to other developed nations as a primary catalyst for their efforts. Um, So I mean, to ban firearms and make stricter laws to increase public safety and prevent mass shootings.
I think my argument was better. They just tried to nutshell it. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
weak.
Well, there's a lot.
Mine was way better.
I'm trying to summarize it. It was so crazy. Hold on.
Oh,
Let me tell Google to fucking summarize this shit for us.
I feel like I more gave an attempt to
Oh,
what gun control advocates feel. Not you, the AI.
All right, here we go. Why does it make it so personable? AI is scary, I swear, bro. In a nutshell, people want to ban or more strictly regulate guns primarily to reduce the high rates of gun violence and save lives in the United States. The main reasons are the high number of deaths and injuries, mass shootings, and public safety. Um,
Sounds like what I said.
so, and it seems like most of it's just kind of like way more strict gun laws. So, like universal background checks, red flag laws, and prohibiting the sale of military style firearms and high capacity magazines. Which, to be honest, I mean, I like guns and whatnot, but I can't even buy any of that shit, so it doesn't matter.
What you mean because you don't have the funds for it?
No, isn't there like specific clearance and whatnot you need for high capacity mags and military style firearms? Well, except for like AR rifles and whatnot. I know you can buy
I was
those.
gonna say, what's a military style firearms and what's a high capacity magazine?
I don't know
What do
exact.
you mean? Like, I mean,
Probably
those
like
things
rounds
need to
that
be
are chambered
specified. They
in
can't just be arbitrarily broad like that.
probably bigger rounds like 223s. You know, um,
Okay, what about so what? You're not allowed to have okay, here, let's put it this way. Should automatic weapons be illegal?
no, in my opinion. But
No, and
as playing
you
the
don't
devil's
have to
advocate,
be.
yes, of course it should be illegal.
But why?
I mean, think of all the damage an automatic rifle can cause, right?
What about a semi-auto weapon? So let's say a AK-47. You could either have it full like automatic or semi-auto. Why is one better than the other? Why is one okay and the other's not?
I'm reading
Well, but what's the difference, right? Between
between the
an
two,
automatic and a
the amount of rounds
semi-auto.
you can fire off, that's for sure. I mean, if you're talking
And
about a
in what amount
mass
of time? In
shooting,
what amount of time? In what amount of time?
the trigger that you can pull,
Right.
that's
Okay. So
and then
so
the other one you
let's
just
look at
hold.
all of the huh?
So like when it comes to semi-automatic and automatic one, you just pull as fast as you can, and then the other one you can just literally hold it. And then with that being said, I mean a high capacity magazine. If you have a drum mag, 150 round drug mag on your 556 gun, and you hold that trigger and you go into a group of people, you're gonna probably kill every single person.
Really, you're probably going to kill every single person, and based off of what
Well, I mean,
information that you have. So no, let me ask you this. Okay, are you just to me it seems like you're wasting bullets. And I don't mean to talk about shooting people, but let's say you're trying to shoot a
that's
bunch
terrible.
of deer, okay? Let's say you have a freaking field full of deer, okay? And you could either have an automatic rifle or a semi-auto to where every shot that you took was going to be deliberate, right? As opposed to like, are you really going to get more out of your ammo by having it automatic rather than semi-automatic? And by the way,
When it
what's
comes,
the realization of most of these shootings that happen? People aren't clumped up into this big group of people. Like, there's a reason why only a few people get killed is because they got to aim. They have to aim and they have to fire. Like, they can't just sit there, and they just bow 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 bow, and they try to shoot a bunch of people, but they're not aiming at all. And so it's is there really a reason why it should be illegal is my point. Is it really actually saving lives for automatic weapons to be illegal rather than legal, because the difference between an automatic AR or a AK-47 versus a semi-auto AK-47, I feel like I could do just as much damage with a semi-auto and probably waste less ammo.
That's very conservative of you when you're shooting.
Well, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still
I
a
don't. I
fucking
don't think
weapon that can
that's
kill people.
running through that person's head, whomever
I mean,
is the. But I do
it's
see
not
where you're
running through
coming from. But it's just honestly now it's just kind of like deferring to the person in general, like and their reasons and why. But damn, man, devil's advocate on this shit is hard.
But okay, so then here comes the glaring result. How many of the shootings that have happened with
Automatic weapons?
firearms? Huh?
How many shootings have happened with automatic weapons?
Well, I don't think many of them have at all. Most shootings happen with pistols. And that's because there's a lot of illegal. Most shootings happen with illegal firearms. Now, if we're specifically talking about, shootings that are very publicized, right? Because we don't publicize all of the shootings that happen in inner cities. And most of those are done with pistols, not rifles. The things that we publicize is when somebody goes into a freaking church or a school or something and does that. But meanwhile, there's shootings happening every day in inner cities, So, I mean, we could talk about that, but the whole point is like, do gun laws actually make us safer?
Well, here's some well, this is more on your side, not mine. There are very, very minor cases. Actually, okay. Crimes committed with legally owned, registered, fully automatic weapons are almost non-existent.
Legally owned. So then, therefore, okay, that just goes to show. So the criminals, look, if I'm
The primary
a criminal,
threat concerning
so I'm
automatic
breaking
weapons
a law, so does a law even matter to me?
comes from the illegal conversion of semi-automatic firearms into fully automatic machine guns. And they can be made from metal or plastic with 3D printers.
Yeah, you can turn, and by the way, they have bump stocks. You know what a bump stock is?
Yeah.
Where it basically converts a semi-automatic rifle into an automatic. Not really, but pretty damn close. Not that I'm trying to advocate for automatic rifles, but I'm just trying to say, like, does a law actually help us be more safe? Like, because that's the question.
Well, no.
Does there need to be a law against them?
I mean, every fucking day here in America, there are people breaking laws consistently, whether it be gun laws or something else. But just because you slap a law on something doesn't mean that it's just going to magically disappear. That's for sure.
No.
So like banning guns in general will never fix the gun problem. It will never fix
because
it.
It's not a gun problem.
It's a people problem.
It's an individual problem. Like yeah, exactly. It is a people problem. It's the person who committed the crime problem.
Yeah, and then the worst part is like, even if you did go through some detailed screening, background checks and whatnot, you're never able to predict what a person's actually going to do at the end of the day. It can wake up one day and fucking just completely be a different person and be like, oh, well, I'm going to go over here and shoot up this place or this place,
I mean, literally, look what's going on in the world right now. I mean, there's some level, some of us are advocating that people should be getting themselves prepared. Look, segue into the next topic. for the worst may it be to happen.
I love my sticky notes.
I didn't even need it.
Okay. Well, preparing yourself is definitely important. And I mean preparing for any kind of situation, really. I mean, in this world right now, it's so fucking crazy. Like, I honestly feel like there's no way of predicting what is going to happen, even though like you have this side saying this and this side saying that. There's not going to be a world war, or there will be a world war, and all types of shit like that. But I think prepping yourself is definitely important. And to be honest, like owning a firearm is probably one of the first things you should do to prep yourself.
Not just owning one, learning how to use it.
Oh, yeah.
And like, no, but owning one is the first step. You are correct. You are correct. So I shouldn't take that away from you, because you can't start to practice with it until you own one. So
yeah, and hopefully whoever were to buy their
really.
firearm, of course, has the full intention of you learning how to use it in the first place. Like, why?
Well, maybe not. Not everybody. Maybe not everybody. You know,
you give buy people a firearm because you're gonna be like, you're like, stop where you're
at. Hey, I mean, Adrian, are you serious? People will buy a hot coffee from McDonald's, spill it on themselves, and then sue McDonald's for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right.
I mean, we've had other conversations that it's not unreasonable to think that people don't have any intention to learn how to use it. They just assume that they have it makes them more safe. It's like, well, no, not if you don't know how to use it properly.
The common sense factor.
But I'm not even talking about huh?
Said that common sense factor.
Well, you know that wisdom factor. I don't even think it's common sense. I think it's wisdom. You know, going through this world and realizing things. That's common sense is one thing, but I think wisdom is the next step up from common sense. You got common sense, and then you get that knowledge and those skills, and you get to wisdom at some point, I think. But speaking of prepping, so you could be at one end of the spectrum, like, okay, hey, you should have at least some weapons. Let's not even say firearms, but some weapons. And then at the bare minimum, practice using them, or at least like wielding them. You know, let's say a staff that you practice with. Like, it seems dorky and shit to have a sword or a knife and like practice using it and wielding it. But at the same time, huh?
Sorry, I have one.
I mean, but it's like, okay, so weapons, right? That's one level of it. It's like, and people start to get, oh, you're a tinfoil hat wearing person. Once you start to get up here, it's like, oh, you think you have a freaking bunker in the ground and all this shit. It's like, okay, well, let's, the preparedness that you can do for yourself. Like, for instance, what were we talking about earlier? Learning how to stitch somebody up. Like, could you actually feasibly do that without going to medical school?
I believe if you have like some basic knowledge in sewing, more than likely you'll be able to patch someone up.
Is there more that you can do than just having knowledge in sewing? By the way, this is a loaded question because I already know the answer is yes, there's more that you can do. They sell kits that are basically like synthetic skin. And you can buy the needle and the thread kits, and you can practice.
Really?
Like, no shit. No shit. Swear to God.
Well, that's actually pretty cool.
How about a tourniquet? Do you know how to apply a tourniquet?
Wrap, stick, and spin it.
How do you know that it's adequate?
When they stop bleeding.
Really?
That
That's
was,
it?
that was my guess, yeah.
What if they're screaming in agonizing pain for you to stop? Or did you do too much, or
If they're telling me to stop, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm gonna like just how I
again,
responded. I'm gonna wait for the blood to stop
again,
flowing.
right? But the important thing that you said was, I don't know, right? And I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just saying, most of us don't. We don't know to apply a tourniquet. Hey, let's say you're on your own. Can you apply a tourniquet to yourself?
If I had to, yeah. And
Can you?
I mean, yeah,
Adequately?
probably
You
not
don't even know how to
adequately.
apply it to somebody else.
I
Can
know.
you do it to yourself?
No, you can. I know how to do it. Like you wrap the thing around whatever cloth. You can tear your
But you
shirt.
don't know the adequate.
But I don't
But
know the
are you
stopping
gonna be
point.
able? Are you gonna be able to withstand the pain that it actually takes for
Probably
that
not. I'll
tourniquet
probably
to
fucking
be
pass out.
successful? What? And so, but they do make them. They make tourniquets that are meant to be used with one hand. It's like it's different being able to use both of your hands on another person, but now all of a sudden you have to use one hand.
Well, in that
And
situation, yeah,
in it,
that would be rough. It feels like my
yeah,
leg, it would be a
and
little
it's
bit
like,
easier, probably.
but
I
it's
say
like,
probably
and by
because
the way,
I almost feel like I know I would pass out in the midst of it.
well, who knows? But you could still practice
On you?
if you had the equipment to do it and the knowledge of how to do it, you know?
So
And
that
by
kit
the
you were
way,
talking about, does that come with
yeah,
like all that information inside of it and it like provides you with the necessary information?
there's multiple kits, by the way. You know how many YouTube videos there are out there where you could freaking watch? You could learn right now, today, if you wanted to.
My
You don't
algorithm
even
doesn't
need the
support
kit.
that.
Huh?
I said my algorithm doesn't support that. I don't think I've came across any survival videos on my shorts.
All you have to do is look it up.
Then I'll see them forever.
I've done it. Who cares? You know, that's why I don't see your videos right away when you put them out. It's because I have like a million different things I subscribe to. Do you know how to start a fire?
Yes. I
With
know how to
what?
do
What
it
do you
with.
need in order? What do you need to
I
have
know
in
how to
order to
do it like
start a fire?
this
You
for
can?
friction, and then I know how to
You
do
got
it
it?
with.
You've done it before? I've never done it before.
Well, not like this actually. It was like this. So you chisel out the point, make it a little spear point, and then you have yourself like
No shit.
a little. Here we go. A napkin is perfect. Hey, naughty, naughty. So you find yourself maybe a piece of bark or something, or another piece of wood, something that has kind of like a trench in it, and then you put either some dry pieces of wood, any kind of like if you find lighter wood if you're lucky enough, moss, dry moss of course, and then you take your piece that you chiseled out and you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Creates friction. And friction creates that heat. Then the other way is using like, if you're lucky, you wear glasses or something, you can use an eyeglass to magnify the sun's rays and actually create fire from that too. And then, like you're talking about survival kits and whatnot, there's a lot of little things and like knickknacks that you can buy that literally have flint and your strike stick in it. So,
Yes, gotcha.
So you can use
So,
those.
by the way, you were talking about kindling. You were talking about little bits of wood. Is there anything that you could collect today, right now, at your house that would serve as a very good fire starter? No, not a lighter.
Oh.
I don't mean a flame. I mean like something that would work as really good kindling to start a fire. Something that would ignite quickly. Hey, I got one for you. I got one for you. Dryer lint.
Oh yeah, I do have a lot of that actually. That would work though.
Dude, I saved. I saved. I've got in each one of my bug out kits, I've got a bag full of fucking dryer lint.
That works. It's a flammable substance. Um,
So, but you know, it's like these little things. It's like, is that there things that we could? And by the way, let's think. Okay, so I mentioned bug out pack. You know what a bug out pack is?
not familiar.
Okay, so a bug out pack is, let's say something where shit were to hit the fan. Let's say right now we found out, oh my God, we need to seclude ourselves for however long and stay at home because something happened. And if we just stay home and we're going to be okay for now, we need to stay at home for, let's say, a couple months or whatever. Okay, we've got enough food in our freezer and shit. But then after that, it's like, damn, we can't just stay here forever. So a bug out pack is like, hey, we got to hit the road. Okay, what do you want? Like, think about a survival kit. That's what a bug out pack is. Months or whatever. Okay, we've got enough food in our freezer.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I didn't even hear what it said, but
No. I was just checking on the time right here.
oh yeah, yeah. We've been going.
Oh yeah.
I told you this is gonna be a long one.
I didn't think that all 3 talking points would actually stretch out. We're sitting at 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I do believe that we should draw this to a conclusion.
Wrap it up for the hour, just you know, in a little tight bow. But anyways, a bug out pack is something that you have ready to go in a situation like that. It's like, hey, I got this bag. It's got camping gear. It's got flint, shit like that. It's got walkie-talkies in it. It's got batteries for those walkie-talkies. Like, it's ready to go. It's a bug out. Like, hey, I need to bug out of here. That's why it's called a bug out pack.
Okay.
So,
I need to get one
anyways,
of those.
it's
I don't have one.
like we're talking about prepping and stuff. It's like, and your level of crazy for prepping could be down here, or it could be way the heck up here. But somewhere we could all be thinking logically, thinking, who knows? We might need to know how to put a bug out pack together with regular, standard, everyday things in an instant if we have to. Like, oh, I've got a trash full of dryer lint. Let me collect some of that. Hey, I've got my freaking Leatherman tool. Let me grab that, right?
So I kind of had something of those sorts back in the day when I was doing bad activities as a kid. But it was essentially the same thing, you know, get ready to dip out, have all the necessities in a bag, a book bag in my case. So, but no, it's definitely something that's worth keeping around and having with you because you never know. It's always a just-in-case scenario for sure. And having all those essentials in that pack that can mean the difference between life and death for sure. I mean,
first aid kits ready to go. Maybe some ibuprofen. Who knows? Maybe some allergy medication.
A couple MREs.
Yeah.
No.
Seriously.
But with that being said,
water purification tablets.
I think today's session is over. So thank you for tuning in and watching, and I hope that this
was a long one,
extremely knowledgeable, and I hope you enjoyed. Once again, brought to you by Adrian Danger Cloud.
I enjoyed.
And
And yours truly, Ryan Bailey. Much love.
peace out, y'all.